Maui Milk has 4 new farms this season, bringing its total operation to 6, including its existing farms, while Spring Sheep Milking has another 3 new farms, lifting the total to 7 and the total sheep milk to over 1,000. Joining us now on the phone is Maui Milk General Manager Peter Gatley. Good evening, Peter. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Sarah.
You're just a little bit muffled there, Peter. I'll just see if we can get you.
Move a little, but normally the phone line here is not too bad.
Yeah, okay. We'll see how we go. Firstly, Peter, what is driving the conversion from cow to sheep? Is this market volatility, or is it the sort of looming environmental rules that are coming down on dairy farmers here in New Zealand?
Well, there's a whole raft of things. First of all, got to understand everything starts with the consumer, and the consumer demand is far beyond what we can currently produce. So our milk is primarily going to Danone and is being sold under the market-leading Kerry Care brand. They've launched a whole new category of grass-based sheep milk from New Zealand, and it's an ultra-premium product. So with the demand exceeding supply, that's the first thing that farmers will be conscious of. But farmers are interested in improving their EFS, the economic farm surplus per hectare, and it certainly offers that prospect. They're looking for stability and payout. They're mindful that the environmental regulations are changing under their feet, and certainly in the Waikato there's a lot of awareness of that. They're looking for opportunities to add value, small farms that might be marginal in terms of scale. For cow dairy, 50, 60, 70 hectares sort of thing can work well with sheep dairy. We've got farmers that are interested in succession planning. They've got families that are interested in farming but maybe looking to do something a little bit different and take on a new challenge to what the parents and grandparents have done. There's a whole lot of things. Even well-established farmers are excited by the prospect of reinvigorating their farming career by taking on something new like this, new set of challenges, but still using the skills that they have and turning grass into milk. And I think that's another key point. There's a lot of awareness of how successful some of the dairy goat people have been in recent years. But there's a lot of farmers who love that concept, or the concept of improving profitability and income stability while meeting the environmental regulations, but at the same time they prefer not to have so much money tied up in barns and machinery, and they actually like a grazing system. It's what they're good at. So there's a whole raft of things.
Peter, I actually visited a few sheep milking farms in Western Australia, believe it or not, and they were very envious of how fast New Zealand just gets on with a movement and runs with it, especially with infrastructure, not only on farm but from an industry level. From when you showed interest initially in sheep milking through to now, how far has the industry and the sector of sheep milking come?
Well, we've been involved for 5 years now, and it's effectively, when you're in it day to day, you think you've got plenty to deal with, but you stand back and look at it. It's a rocket ship. I think the big breakthrough came when we were able to import world-class genetics from France in particular. That happened in 2017, and so we're already milking those animals and moving on from doing AI with that imported semen progeny tested sires. That represent a massive step forward. We're moving on from that to embryo transfer, where we can combine that with our exceptional females to produce some truly outstanding animals that are particularly well suited, proven to fit with the New Zealand pasture-based seasonal farm system.
And of course, the new spray dryer being built in the Waikato Innovation Park.
Oh yeah, well that's a big factor. I mean, the first one that went up, a lot of people wondered whether that was going to be a white elephant, and it's only a matter of a few years before it's oversubscribed, and the new one that's being built is more than twice the size. So it's going to be two side by side, and we're doing everything we can to fill them up. And so the constraint on expansion at the moment is the number of dairy ewes that we can breed. So, in fact, we've got a board meeting this week, and that's a major focus of the discussion: is how to speed up the multiplication of high quality dairy ewes using the genetics we now have available. We're familiar with the with reproductive technologies, AI, ET, sex semen, all of these things potentially have a role to play. And we're really interested in getting some growth in new numbers because that is the constraint.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, lastly, Peter, it's not going to be a centralised North Island thing. I know there's a lot of interest in places like Canterbury, but what sort of infrastructure is needed in those regions, especially for collection and processing, to allow for other regions to get on the sheep milking bandwagon?
Well, that's a really interesting point, given that you've just been talking to Shane Jones. He sort of grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and said, look, if he wants to put some money into something which, I think has got some real value to add, a dryer like we have in the Waikato, one of those in Canterbury, would be a rocket ship. We've got a lot of interest in people down there. We've already supplied genetics down there to people who are really keen to get going. We know it's top sheep country. It's sort of like the Waikato, but without facial eczema. Look, it's got a lot to offer, and there's a big growth opportunity there. We just need a dryer.
Thank you so much for taking the time to join us as General Manager for Maui Milk there on the western shores of Lake Taupo, exploding across the Waikato with many sheep conversions. And as you heard there from Peter, a lot of interest in Canterbury. So our regional economic development and our spend from our Provincial Growth Fund is more than just trees.
This is Sarah's Country.